Mr. Zane was a rich man. He lived in a big house in the city. People knew him as a successful businessman. But today, Zane was not happy. His phone buzzed on the table. He looked at it and saw an invitation. It was from his ex-wife, Maya. She was getting married again. Zane felt a strange mix of feelings. There was hurt deep inside him. He remembered the days they were together, the good times and the bad. But mostly he felt angry. Angry that Maya had moved on so fast. Angry that he was left alone. He put the invitation down and stood up. His friends called him often these days. They told him to forget the past. "Move on, Zane," they said. "Go to her wedding. Bring a date and show her you don't care." Zane smiled a little. He wanted to do that, but when he looked around his apartment, he saw no one special to take as a date. No one who made his heart beat fast. No one he trusted. That night, after dinner, Zane went out for a walk. The city was busy and noisy. Lights shone from tall buildings and cars passed by quickly. Zane's mind was full of thoughts. He did not notice where he was going. As he walked past a small park, he heard a soft voice. "Sir, please, can you help me?" Zane stopped and turned. A woman was sitting on the cold ground. She looked tired and dirty. Her clothes were old and torn. Her face was sad but kind. "Do you have any food?" she asked quietly. Zane reached into his pocket and gave her some money. "Here, buy something to eat," he said softly. The woman smiled a little. "Thank you, sir. My name is Sarah." Zane looked at her closely. There was something about her eyes. They showed pain but also hope. Suddenly, Zane had an idea. It was strange, even to him, but he felt like trying it. "Sarah," he said, "would you like to come with me tomorrow?" Sarah looked surprised. "Where?" she asked. "To a wedding," Zane said. "My ex-wife's wedding." Sarah's eyes grew wide. She did not understand. "Me? But I'm just a poor woman." Zane smiled. "It does not matter. Will you come?" Sarah looked at the busy street. She thought about her life, how hard it was, how lonely the nights were. And now this rich man was asking her to be his date to a wedding. After a moment, she nodded. "Yes, I will come." The next day, Zane and Sarah met early in the morning. Sarah was still dressed in her old, dirty clothes. She looked nervous. Zane felt a little bad. He wanted to help her. He took her to a small salon nearby. The workers there looked surprised to see Sarah. They had never seen her before. Zane told them, "Please make her look beautiful. She is my guest for a very important day." Sarah sat in the chair. The women washed her hair and brushed her face, gently. They put on some simple makeup. They gave her a clean dress to wear, not too fancy, but enough to make her look elegant. Sarah looked at herself in the mirror. She hardly recognized the woman staring back. Her eyes shone with something new. Confidence. Zane smiled. "You look amazing." Sarah laughed quietly. "Thank you, sir." As they traveled to the wedding hall, Sarah was quiet. She watched the world pass by outside the car window. Zane tried to start a conversation. "Sarah, tell me about yourself." Sarah took a deep breath. "I don't have much to say," she began. "I was once part of a family, but things went wrong. I lost everything. I lived on the streets for years." Zane listened carefully. He felt sad. He wanted to ask more, but he did not want to upset her. Sarah smiled weakly. "I don't want you to feel sorry for me. Tonight is a new start," Zane nodded. "I'm glad you came." At the wedding hall, everything was beautiful. Flowers covered the walls. Lights hung from the ceiling. People were dressed in their best clothes. Sarah held Zane's arm tightly. She felt nervous. She was afraid people would laugh at her. "Zane," whispered, "don't worry. I'm here with you." They walked inside. Heads turned to look at them. Some guests whispered, surprised to see a homeless woman as Zane's date. Maya was there too. She wore a white dress and smiled at her guests. When she saw Zane and Sarah, her smile disappeared for a moment. Zane looked at Maya but did not say anything. He focused on Sarah. Sarah looked around. She felt a mix of fear and hope. As the evening went on, Sarah noticed something strange. A man in a dark suit kept looking at her from across the room. He did not smile. His eyes were cold. Sarah felt her heart beat faster. She tried to hide behind Zane. Zane saw her fear. "Who is that man?" he asked. Sarah shook her head. "I don't know," she whispered. The wedding party was in full swing. Music played softly and people laughed and talked in small groups. Zane stayed close to Sarah. He could see she was still nervous, but her eyes were bright with curiosity. Sarah tried to enjoy the evening. She ate the delicious food and listened to the conversations around her. It was a world so different from the streets she knew. But the man in the dark suit did not leave her mind. He stayed at the edge of the room watching every move she made. His eyes were cold and his face showed no smile. Zane noticed this too. He kept looking toward the man, feeling a strange tension grow inside him. Suddenly, Zane's phone buzzed. He stepped aside to check it. A message popped up on the screen. It was from an unknown number. "Be careful. She is not who she says she is." Zane's heart skipped a beat. He looked back at Sarah. She was laughing at something a guest said, unaware of the danger around her. He tried to shake the message off. Maybe it was a mistake, but he could not stop thinking about it. Meanwhile, Sarah's thoughts were far away. She had never wanted to come to this wedding. The idea of facing Maya again scared her deeply. She remembered the days when she was part of a family, when life seemed full of hope. But then everything changed. A terrible secret had forced her to leave her old life behind. Sarah tried to hide this past from Zane. She wanted a fresh start, even if it was only for one night. But secrets have a way of coming out. As the evening grew late, Maya finally approached. Zane and Sarah. Her eyes burned with anger and jealousy. "Zane," Maya said coldly. "Who is this woman?" Zane looked at Sarah and then back at Maya. "This is Sarah," he said simply. "My date for tonight." Maya laughed softly. "You must be joking." Sarah felt the eyes of the room on her. She held Zane's hand tightly. Suddenly, the man in the dark suit moved closer. He stepped between Maya and Sarah. "You don't belong here," the man said in a low voice. Zane stepped forward. "Who are you?" The man smiled cruelly. "Someone who knows the truth about Sarah." Sarah's face went pale. She looked at Zane with fear. "What truth?" Zane asked firmly. The man reached into his pocket and pulled out a small photo. It showed Sarah with another man, a man Zane did not know. The photo was old and worn, but the message was clear. Sarah swallowed hard. She knew the moment of truth had come. She looked around the room, then back at Zane. "I have to tell you everything," she said quietly. Zane nodded. "I'm listening." Sarah took a deep breath. The room felt very quiet all of a sudden. All eyes were on her. Zane stood close, holding her hand for support. "I will tell you the truth," Sarah said softly. "But please listen carefully." She looked at the photo again. "That man is my brother Imran. We lived together until a year ago, but he got into big trouble. He owed money to very dangerous people." Sarah's voice trembled. "To protect me, I left everything behind. I disappeared from my old life." Zane's eyes showed surprise. "Why didn't you tell me this before?" Sarah looked down. "I was scared. Scared you would leave me, scared that my past would ruin this night." The man in the dark suit, Imran, stepped forward. "I came here to find her and bring her back. But now I see she is safe with you." Zane frowned. "Safe? How do I know you're not bringing more trouble?" Imran's face hardened. "I want to protect her, not hurt her." Sarah turned to Zane. "Please believe me. I want to start a new life." Zane looked into her eyes. He saw honesty and pain. Maya watched them with anger. She stepped closer to Zane. "You are making a mistake," she whispered. "She is lying. You don't know her." Zane shook his head. "I will decide who to trust." Sarah squeezed Zane's hand. "Thank you." Suddenly, The music stopped. A loud noise came from outside the hall. People gasped and turned to the doors. Two men in black suits entered quickly. They looked serious and strong. One of them spoke loudly. "We are here for Imran. He owes a lot of money and has to come with us." Imran's face changed. He looked scared. Sarah stepped in front of him. "Please, don't take him." The men ignored her and moved closer. Zain stepped forward. "Wait, let me talk to you." He spoke firmly and calmly. "Imran is with me now. You will not take him without a proper reason." The men hesitated but nodded. Zain turned to Sarah and Imran. "We will fix this. Together." Sarah felt a hope she hadn't felt in a long time. After the men in black suits left, the room slowly returned to normal. But Sarah and Zain knew the danger was not over yet. Zain took Sarah and Imran to a quiet corner. "We need a plan," he said seriously. "This can't happen again." Sarah nodded, her eyes full of worry. "I don't want to go back to that life." Imran looked at Zain. "I made mistakes, but I want to make things right." Zain thought for a moment. "First, we need to find out who sent those men, and why they are after you." Sarah whispered. "They are part of a big group that controls the city's underground. They want Imran to pay what he owes." Zain's face hardened. "Then we will protect you both, no matter what." Zain's friends noticed the change in... He looked stronger, more determined. One friend asked, "What's going on with Sarah and Imran?" Zain smiled slightly. "Sometimes life gives us unexpected chances." Sarah smiled back, feeling safer for the first time in a long time. That night, Zain arranged a meeting with a private security team he trusted. He told them everything. "We need protection for Sarah and Imran, and information about the group after them." The team agreed. They started working immediately. Meanwhile, Sarah felt nervous but hopeful. She looked at Zain and whispered, "Thank you for believing in me." Zain smiled softly. "We all deserve a second chance." The next day, Sarah and Zain met at a quiet cafe. The sun was shining, but their minds were heavy with worry. Suddenly, the cafe door opened quickly. A man walked in with a serious look. He wore a suit, but his eyes showed something deeper. Fear and urgency. Zain stood up. "Can I help you?" The man nodded. "My name is Asad. I work for the security team. We have found something important." "About the people chasing Imran." Sarah's heart beat fast. "What did you find?" Asad looked around carefully before speaking. "They are planning to take Imran away tonight. We don't know why exactly, but it's serious." Zain clenched his fists. "We must stop them," Asad added. "But there's more. We think Sarah is also in danger," Sarah gasped. "Why me?" Asad sighed. "Because you helped Imran escape. They see you both as a threat." Zain looked at Sarah with worry. "We will face this together." Later that night, Zain and Sarah stayed in a safe house guarded by the security team. Sarah whispered, "I never thought I'd have someone to protect me like this." Zain smiled gently. "You're not alone anymore." Outside, the city was quiet. But inside, tension grew. Suddenly, a loud noise startled them. Someone was trying to break in. The security team rushed to the door. Zain grabbed Sarah's hand. The loud banging at the door grew stronger. The security team quickly locked all windows and doors. Zain held Sarah close. "Stay calm. We're safe here." Sarah nodded, but her heart was racing. She never felt so scared. Before, the men outside kept shouting, "Open the door, we want Imran." Zain's face was serious. "They won't get in," one guard whispered into his radio. "We need backup. They are strong." Suddenly, the power went out. The room went dark. Sarah gasped. "What's happening?" Zain pulled out his phone and turned on the flashlight. "Don't worry, we have backup coming soon." In the darkness, the sound of footsteps got closer. Sarah squeezed Zain's hand tightly. Outside, the men tried to break in, but the guards fought back. After tense minutes, police sirens were heard. The attackers ran away before the police arrived. Zain sighed in relief. "It's over. For now." Sarah looked at him with tears. "Thank you for saving me." Zain smiled softly. We save each other. The day of the wedding finally arrived. The hall was decorated beautifully. Guests wore elegant clothes and smiled happily. Zane stood at the entrance looking calm but thoughtful. Sarah stood beside him, dressed in a simple but beautiful dress. She looked nervous but hopeful. As they walked inside, many people whispered and stared. Some were surprised to see Sarah with Zane. Maya, Zane's ex-wife, watched them with cold eyes. She whispered to a friend, "Who is that woman? How did she get here?" Zane ignored her and focused on Sarah. During the ceremony, Sarah held Zane's hand tightly. She felt stronger now. Suddenly the doors opened. Imran came in, safe and free. The security team had helped him clear his name. Everyone was shocked. The dangerous past was finally behind them. Zane smiled and whispered to Sarah, "You were brave. You changed everything." Sarah smiled back, tears in her eyes. "Thank you for believing in me." As the ceremony ended, Zane and Sarah walked out together. They were no longer just a millionaire and a homeless woman. They were two people ready to start a new life.